Well, good morning. Good morning, Fellowship of the Crossers. Here we are, Sunday, May 21st, and we were in Matthew 8, Matthew 8 through 10, Matthew 14 through 17, Mark 4 through 9, Luke 9, and John 6. And so you're seeing more how the Gospels, if you didn't know this before, why we call them the Synoptic Gospels. They're synonymous, especially Matthew, Mark, and Luke. John's a little different. John takes the approach of the godliness of Jesus, but Matthew is the Jewishness of Jesus. Luke is more focused on the gospel to the Gentiles, and Mark is different even as well. So more focusing on Jesus' ministry itself, his miracles, the supernatural power of Jesus. And so all about the identities, different identities they focus on, but a lot of the stories, even with John, some of the stories are the same. And there's some questions that we asked this week, and why this, why that, which are going to be good for discussion. But I want to focus on number 6, the 6th question that I posted. Peter's confession of Yeshua's identity. All right, this is specifically, I'm focusing on the section Matthew 16, 13 through 20. So this is one of the major divisions between Protestants and Catholics. This is a point of contention that we differ strongly. And it's not opinion, it's just simple biblical fact that the Catholics interpret it incorrectly as to what's going on based upon the root words and what they mean. So Peter here, go ahead and read it, Matthew 16, 13 through 20. And when Yeshua came into the district of Caesarea Philippi, he began asking his disciples, saying, "Who do people say that the Son of Man is?" Now, this is the point. The subject is not Peter. The subject is the Son of Man. Jesus, at the beginning of this, is asking his disciples, "Who do they say that I am?" And they said, some say John the Baptist, others Elijah, others Jeremiah, or one of the prophets. And Yeshua said to them, "But who do you say that I am?" Again, addressing the subject again. The subject is the identity of Yeshua. It's not Peter. It's not man, it's God, all right? And the Son of Man, the God-man. Simon Peter answered and said, "You are the Mashiach, the Son of the living God." And Yeshua answered and said to him, "Blessed are you, Simon Bar-Jonah, because flesh and blood did not reveal this to you, but my Father who is in heaven did. And I also say to you that you are Peter." Okay, now the word Peter, Kepha, in Hebrew means rock, foundation, strength. Okay? He says, "Also Peter, I say to you." So the subject is not Peter. Peter is being addressed by Yeshua, and he says, "Also I say this to you, your name is foundation. And on this foundation that we've been talking about, this whole section of my identity, I will build my church." He's not saying on you, Peter, because your name is foundation. That's not what he's saying. He's saying, Peter, you recognize this, and the reason why you did, one of the reasons, God decided to show this to you, and one of the reasons why is because your name means foundation. And so the Father sees that, and remember, names aren't titles. Names are what? They're definitions of character, they're pronouncement of destiny and purpose. Okay? So Peter recognizes this. The Father sees his name, knows his name, says, okay, he'll recognize this. He tells Yeshua who he is, and Yeshua says, you understood this because of your name, because your name describes who you are. And on this realization, on this information that you have realized, I will build my church. The church's foundation is not based upon the papacy. The church's foundation is based upon the identity of Yeshua, who he is and what he represents, what he does for us, and what through him we can also do. All right? He is the bridge to God. This is why salvific issues in the Catholic Church get lost. This is why many times they're very confused about what salvation is or how they obtain it, because this very foundational tenet, this doctrine is misconstrued by Catholics. All right. And he says this, I will give you the keys of the kingdom of heaven. And whatever you bind on earth will be bound in heaven, and whatever you loose on earth will be loosed in heaven. They'll say that this verse is proof that Peter is the subject. No. Peter understood because of his name, he recognized what the foundation that Yeshua would build his church on. And because of that, he's being blessed with this gift. All right. But that doesn't mean set up the papacy, okay? So that's a very, very short little video today. Get to the rest of those questions and discussion and lots of comparison, talking about the different stories that are in the same story that's in the different Gospels, and compare and contrast them and have a good discussion. All right, thank you.